been there before.
What y'all know about growing up in Brick City and shit pretty? Hit a lick, celebrate just to keep busy. Kids dying, mama's crying, the devil's busy. Talk shit, get shot and end up missing.
What's going on, guys? This is Joel, also known as Young Cupid.
And back again is Kane.
And this is Straight to the Point Podcast, episode 2. This episode is going to be on anger and like why we think people are so angry and what can cause it and all that. So like, how do you feel about that, Kane?
Well, it's unfortunate. There's a lot of people out there with anger issues, perhaps, or they have issues they deal with and shit like that. You know, I just know anger is a very strong emotion to deal with because it kind of can overcome yourself mentally if you decide to stay in that mindset all the time. But
I feel like a lot of people get angry off of like dumb things too at the same time. Like they'll let someone like not holding the door open for them ruin their whole mood for like a week.
Now I hear you. I feel like certain people, I'm not sure if they're intentionally looking for problems. There's people out there that are like, they look for a reason to be mad and they want to react in some way because I don't know if it makes them feel better or they think maybe the world deserves it because they're upset, so maybe the other people should be upset too that they're around. And maybe they get I guess jealous of it, because I know certain people out there, they're just, when they're angry, and they see people happy, it's like, the fuck, man, like,
Fact.
Yeah, I feel like maybe they're envious, and
I mean,
it's unfortunate, yeah.
The world is a fucked up place. Like, I get why people are angry, but I feel like you just can't live your life like that. Like, especially recently, you have to look at all the, like, you could be angry about something, but you're blessed at the same time. So, like, I feel like people shouldn't live their whole, like, there's people that go years of just, anger, like, angry as hell for like, I don't want to say no reason, but like, what's the point of living like that? Like,
nah, of course. If you're angry at the world, let's say, like you were saying, why the fuck would you continue to, add to that? If you're upset about how the world is, all you're doing is making it worse because all you're doing is spreading negative bullshit, and it's like you're not solving the issue. If you see an issue, at least try to resolve it in some type of way because the first step in trying to overcome whatever you feel is wrong is by doing something about it. And quite frankly, if you're just adding to it, you ain't really doing shit to help yourself or the world, so make no sense.
It's weird because they could be angry, they feel better about, I feel like they feel better about being angry towards people around them, but then they're angry still, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many people like I've like seen like just angry and they just spread it, they try to spread it onto, and it makes them feel better because now you're angry just like they are, but now they're still angry because you're angry, and you're angry because they're angry. Like, I don't know, bro. It's just fucked up. It's stupid. Like,
it makes no sense because, you will never be happy in a state of anger because anger doesn't make anyone feel good, yo. Yeah. So that's why if you continue to live like that, it's not going to get you anywhere. So the only way to avoid that is to take the steps backwards and avoid being angry.
Reflect why you're angry.
Exactly. Like, if you see a problem, like I said, address it correctly, and then that's the only way. You take step by step to avoid being angry, try to be happy, and like you said, try to resolve the issue, because if you stay in this mindset, you're going nowhere. That's not going to get you anywhere.
You think that, like, now having social media, because, like, social media has given us an outlet to, like, view a lot of things around the world, before, like, social media was big and stuff like that, like, you would only hear about stuff, but, like, now because social media, you see it. You think that, like, correlates with it? Like, do you think because okay, say, for example, like, I don't know if you know, like, you know how they have the hurricanes going on, like North Carolina or whatever it is?
Yeah.
I've read something about, like, everyone's leaving their pets around, which doesn't, it makes me upset. But, like, then I've seen videos of people rescuing dogs that are left behind. That, like, makes me mad. Do you think that, like, that's a huge reason why? Because, like, I feel like because social media, so many people are depressed, they're angry and all that, but I feel like it's because they're seeing it instead of just reading it now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You think that, like, plays, like, a big factor in it?
I think it definitely plays a factor because
like, you're seeing shit that makes you upset when you're reading it, but now you're visually seeing it. So, like,
well, I guess if you're angry in that moment, it's all right because obviously you're reacting to what you see. You're entitled to feel how you want to feel, but I would say more like if people, like they're like I said, looking for a problem, they see like a person that's, let's say, mad at the world, and they're like, they develop the same attitude that they have. That's when it becomes, I feel like, an issue because you're following the same footsteps of whatever that person thinks, or maybe you two think the same, and it's just like there's a continuous cycle of anger, and that kind of is like you get wrapped up in it, and I guess unfortunately once you get trapped into a mindset, it's hard to escape. But yeah, the social media, definitely can play a part because.
Cause I feel like, say your friend's angry about something, now
Yeah.
you're gonna be angry about it because that's your friend. But like that's something like, it might not be something you would normally be angry to, but because he or she is angry, you're pissed off now too.
Yeah, I see.
It's I think it's definitely like a vibe. Like I feel like it's energy. Like I feel like anger
it's a
is
strong
complete.
energy.
I think anger, like especially recently, yo. Like I've been trying to like everyone that's following me on social media. Like I've been trying to spread love because I was angry for so long, and there's so many people I treated like shit because of it. Like they know who they are, and I didn't give them a chance. But that's because I was angry at like the world, like we were saying. But now I feel like I'm doing better. Like, but there's no reason to really be angry unless like, because you could be angry about how fucked up the world is, but if you're not doing anything about it, then I really can't say you have a reason to be angry.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? If you're trying to like help someone, like help people around you, and they're just not getting it, I can see why you get upset because you're like, why are you so mad? Like there's so many blessings to be like to be angry all the time. Like you know what I mean? Like being like, you know who Gary Vee is?
Yeah, you showed me him
Like
the other day.
in one of his things, he was like, you know, you hit the lottery by being human. Like we control this planet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like we could be
course.
like a fucking ant. We get like we step on those niggas. Like we step on them all the time.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty upsetting when you put it in perspective like that.
So like I feel like people have the right to be angry, but I feel like they don't have the right to bring that energy all the time. Like
yeah,
or at least keep it to yourself. But then there's also that thing where like you should be able to express yourself, which I believe, but like express it in a productive way. Like be productive with your anger. Work out. Draw,
yeah, exactly.
Sing, like, you know, rap. Do something.
If you have the anger, like use it for at least power. Don't use it to bring people down around you and shit like that. Because, like you said, use the emotion to supply you with the energy you need to maybe go for that run you want to go to that you haven't done maybe in a year or some shit. Like to take the steps further to become a better individual is what you should use your emotions for. Because it's either for better or for worse. And why would you want to, you know, make things worse around you when you could use that power to do something better? That's just how I look at it.
I think that like the way people preach to deal with anger, they're always like talk to somebody, but not everyone wants to talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like we don't preach enough. Like like anger is such a strong emotion. Like it could actually be a positive thing. You know what I mean? Like
it just depends
like
how
a lot
you
of
use
people,
it.
like a lot of, for example, a lot of bodybuilders and stuff. They like a lot of them according to their story, like they went to the gym as an outlet because they were upset, angry, and now like it just turned into something productive, like a lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I feel like we don't preach that enough. We preach see a therapist if you're angry, but like not everyone wants to talk. And a lot of time, therapists they don't know you. They only know what you're letting them know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like we like us as society also preach it. Like we preach. You're angry. Say something like in the comments, for example, on Instagram. It's like I don't know if you've read them. Like for a lot of artists, there's a couple people saying nice things, and there's always people. Oh, you suck. Oh, like if he's the worst artist. Like
yeah, people like on social media like live just to cause problems with other people because I guess that's just something they enjoy for whatever fucking reason.
But I also do believe that like your family can also have a big part of it too. If they're like.
Nah, definitely, because your parents influence you from the day you're born until you're 18, let's say. It might even be longer than that because they're your fucking parents. They play a part in your life so heavily. You come home from school, they're here. When you eating dinner, they here.
Yeah.
They're always around you 24/7. Well, not 24/7, but most of your life,
Yeah.
like I said. So they definitely play a huge part in you, whether or not you recognize that. And yeah, if they also carry the same traits of being angry at the world or whatever the fuck is going on with them, it may happen to you too, just subconsciously or consciously because you're just surrounded by it. Like that's just how humans are. Whenever you're surrounded by something, you're easily influenced by it.
I call myself a couple times like just becoming angry because someone around me is just like a bad vibe. Like that's why like if you're bad vibes, well just stay away from me. Like I don't like that energy. Like I'm here that like we literally we live and we die. Whatever you do between is literally up to you. You know what I mean? Like you can either live sad as hell like 24/7, but I also do get it. Like I guess. Psychologically, you can have, I don't even know if that's considered like a disability. Like, some people are just naturally, I guess, angry.
No, you can't just be naturally angry.
I don't know, because like think about a lot of people who go to anger management. Like they just, but then again, a lot of time that is caused by trauma.
But like niggas' eyes, the anger management. Let's say hypothetically speaking, like motherfuckers with cancer and shit like that, they overcome that obviously through treatments and shit. But like. There's always ways to overcome whatever situation we're in. It's not just like sit back and just take it.
Those are people who present themselves as the happiest because like they're realizing like life is so short to just be mad. Like I feel like as a kid, and it's crazy because like one of our friends, Josh, you know Josh.
Yeah.
He recently told me because I was like talking about it. I was like, you know, sometimes like I just get upset and there's no reason why. And he was like, bro, Like, think about kids in, like, Africa. Like, they don't look at what they have, and they could still put a smile on. I was like, you know, like, you're right. You know, like, people have so much less than you, and they can still put a smile on. So, like, if you're living in a house, you have a car, a job, and, like, steady friends, and you're angry still, like, you just gotta rethink, like, maybe it's either the people that you're surrounding yourself with, or maybe it's just your outlet. I feel like it's all about perspective. Like, you just gotta look at life totally different. You just gotta appreciate little things, and we really don't preach that enough. Like, people say, oh, appreciate little things, but they don't explain, like, what's the little things, you know? Like, a bed. That's many people don't have a bed, you know?
Yeah, I guess, like
a lot of upcoming, like, artists, like, when you listen to if you actually listen to the lyrics, they talk about their past, but people, they don't listen to
yeah,
that.
they
Like,
don't pay attention to
they'll be like, you know, little things like, I used to sleep on the couch, and they won't listen to that stuff. They'll listen to, like, the fuck bitches get money part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's just whatever they appeals to them or whatever the fuck it is.
And, like, so many people don't realize that's, like, their release. Like, for example, you as an artist, you use that, I'm sure, as, like, an outlet to release emotions and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm sure every artist does. Like, even painters, like, the way they draw things is because of their emotions, which we may not understand, but, like, I don't know, I feel like you just gotta be productive with it. Like,
that's why, like you said with the artist shit, like, I took my anger out. Even my anger, I use it to use my platform to vent, because one is to release my emotions in some way, because I feel like I couldn't talk to my family. I feel like I really don't want to share my negative emotions with my friends, because I don't want them to feel bad, or, like, I just don't want them to get the negative energy from me. So because I feel like it's not something to what I do around people. Unfortunately, it fucked me up, and maybe even fuck other people up around me. But,
like, I might sound like a hypocrite, but I do feel like sometimes you need to talk to somebody about it.
Nah, you definitely.
But I feel like you shouldn't just seek a therapist. You need to seek someone, I think, who knows you, like, who can, like, even if they're not angry about something, they can understand why you're angry and help you with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I feel like everyone needs that balance.
I guess really what my problem was is that I didn't want to make my problem other people's problems. Like, I try to do everything on my own.
But I feel like if you have close friends, that's not a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course not.
Like, I could talk. If I had a problem, I'll talk to you about it. If I had a problem, I'll talk to, you know, people around me who I know, like, they're gonna listen and not be mad that I'd like to listen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you also need people who are realistic. Like people are always like, oh, it's gonna get better. Like, that's not realistic shit you want to hear. You know what I mean? You want to hear, all right, bro, this is what you gotta do. Like, get your shit together, or this is gonna happen. Like, you need.
Like, more factual information.
There's certain scenarios where I feel you should be sympathetic. But at the same time, I think people, like, in our generation look for too much sympathy. And I don't consider sympathy as letting someone know your problem. I consider it as you letting, like, someone know your problem extensively. Like, you just keep saying, oh, like, my life sucks. Oh, my life, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, if I tell someone my problem, especially recently, I'll be like, you know what, but it's alright. Like, I'm just letting you know what my problem is, so if I'm acting different, that's why. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm stepping away from you, don't take it personal. I just have a lot going on. Like, and it's, I don't know. I just feel like you need balance. I feel like people you surround yourself with matters, but how you live your life is, like, what's most important. Like, I feel like so many people get stuck in a trend. I feel like routine is, like, it could become a bad thing.
I fucking hate doing the same shit. That's personally.
Like, for example, at the gym, like, if you're trying to gain muscle, you can't do the same workout. You got to do something that's gonna, like, shock your muscle. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with life. You can't live, like, waking up at 6 a.m. every day, going to work for 8 hours. Coming back, eating, like, you know. That's
how people become unhappy and angry, because they continuously do the same thing over and over again. Like, my parents do that shit. They just go to work and they come home and watch TV. And it's like, what's wrong with you niggas? You got this money. Y'all been working for how long? You can do whatever the fuck you want with your life.
Like, vacations are so much, like, like, vacations, you need to, not even vacation, just do, like, get outside, like, put the phone down. Exactly. Just take a walk, yo, like, then you, like, I've been thinking about it lately, too, like, us as humans, we created houses, cars. Like, who the fuck would have thought that was possible? Yeah, like, well, we don't get to realize that because we're so stuck on, like, our phones, social media, and everything that is now important. Which, like, it's a good thing, but it has so many negative effects as well. I feel like everything is balanced, bro.
We all have these tools, I guess we would say we use. It's just we need to learn how to, like you said, maintain a balance. Yes, we have social media. Yes, social media is great, but if you're in social media, it's like 24/7, and that's just a habit you can't build, because it's a distraction at the end of the day. Yeah. If you're just chilling on your fucking phone all day, you're not being a productive individual and doing what you gotta do, or taking that next step to maybe accomplish whatever goal you have in mind, because you're just worried about what the fuck's going on your phone. Like I said, social media is a good way, because they could, you connect with people. You go out there, you're exposed to different opinions and shit. I be seeing the funniest videos on Instagram. Yeah, you also have some fun times. Laugh, but, like, I feel like too much of it, like,
I feel it also depends what you're like. For example, it depends who you follow, what you're looking at. Like, if you're looking at quotes all day, you're gonna be in your feelings all day. You know what I mean? Like, you can look at quotes for a little bit, but like, I love laughing, yo. Like, that's how I think of my hobby. So like, I'll be looking at funny shit. I'm just like, damn, like the world's funny as hell, but still angry as motherfuckers still.
Yeah, you always have. Oh, that's what's I guess dope about this world is there's so much exposure to so many different things. It's just what you choose to be around is really what's key.
Yeah, the vibes, bro. Vibes are everything. And it's like I feel like even like objects they hold. Like if you get a gift from someone who is just not in a good mental state, I feel like that will carry on to that object they give you. I feel like energy is definitely transferable, like in objects.
Of course. That's how I think, like, I don't know what it is, but how we get vibes off people is because you feel their energy.
Yeah, like, you could be around someone you don't know, and you'll be like, his vibe's off. But I don't think you should not like him. I think you, like, people, or
like, check him out, see what's going on
see,
or
like,
something.
even if you know him, just be like, yo, bro, like, you good? Like, you know, I don't know
something
you,
simple like that,
Yeah, like, some people, that's all they want to hear. Like, some people, no one asks them how they are.
Yeah, because that person, maybe no one's checking in on them, but all of a sudden a stranger
like, you ever
seen
someone mad sad, then like, as soon as you ask them, are you okay, they just break down? Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like,
I was like that, so I know what you're talking about.
Like people look mad sad, but no one's asked them all day how they are, and you just go up to them like, yo, you alright? And they just break down, because then, like, I think, like, mentally, mentally, that's what they needed. They needed someone that they're like, alright, I could break down, and then he's gonna listen, he or she's gonna listen, like, like, no, but not many people have that, and that's sad. Like, I'm telling you, if you can't talk to, like, one of your boys and cry in front of him, and if he laughs at you while you're crying, bro, you need to cut he or she.
Fuck
like,
that shit, yeah.
like us as men, like, we're men, female, we can cry, like, you know, everyone has
fucking
things
human,
on.
bro.
Yeah, like, it's just emotion, and that, like, and bottling an emotion doesn't help either. That's all. You gotta go to the gym, do something productive. Like, you just gotta. I feel like people have so many hobbies, they just don't want to. I don't know.
Like you said, all you simply gotta do is walk outside, take a walk. If you like playing games or some shit, talk with your homies online, play your games, let your stress out, and go for, like you said, work out, do your music, read a fucking book. There's so many different things to do instead of just staying in that one phase of just being angry and just doing nothing about it. Like, all you gotta do is make that one step and you chilling,
then
bro.
You realize, like, once you go outside and, like, just take a deep breath, and then you realize, like, there's not much to be angry about. Like, I feel just the way you think is everything, bro. I'm telling you. Like,
bro, yo, I know.
Like,
I learned that.
Recently, bro, I try not to get stressed about anything. Like, it takes a lot to get me stressed, because I realize, like, one, stressing doesn't do anything, and two, like, a small situation, like, for example, people, like, flip out because their electricity is off or something, like, or, like, their phone can't connect to Wi-Fi. Like, what the fuck? Like, what are you stressing for? Like, that's cool. Put the phone down. Do something. That's obviously a sign that you just are doing it too much. Like, I really believe in, like, a lot of things happen for a reason. Not everything, but many things do happen, I think, for a reason. Like, if something that you normally do just doesn't happen, I feel like that's like a sign. Change it up. You know what I mean?
Nah, I hear you.
But
time to do something different.
Yeah, just gotta outlet that anger in a positive way.
Most definitely. It's just hurting you. It ain't doing nothing good for you at all. And you can try to convince yourself as much as you want that this is what I need, this is what keeps me going, but you just lying to yourself on some real shit.
Facts. Like, I feel like also, like, when you listen to music, that causes, like, emotion too. Like, if you listen to
yeah, the music.
Like, if you were to listen to Drake's album,
like, Take Care.
Yeah, something like that. Like, you're just getting that vibe. Like, I feel like, I don't know. That's just, it puts you in your feelings, you know.
Yeah.
But, like, if you listen to something like hype, like, for example, right now trending Tekashi 6ix9ine, you listen to his music, you just want to, like, fight somebody. Like, you just, like, it just gets you in. I feel like so many things, like, psychologically just turn us into an emotion, and no one realizes it.
I mean, we're like I said, we're humans. We just absorb shit.
Yeah.
Whatever we see around us. I mean, if we choose to absorb it, obviously, if you see something you don't fuck with, you ain't gonna do it. But it's naturally, that's just how we are. Whatever's around us, we kind of want to.
But you know what? I know what I don't like, bro. People who seek drama too.
Yeah.
Like, people like dramatic people. If I was to get angry about one thing right now, like, especially where I work now, bro, like, everyone just there searches for drama. Like, I hope you guys are hearing this to know that when you guys ask me something about drama, you really piss me off. Like, I don't get angry, but, like, when you come up to me asking about someone, like, if you care that much, ask them. They want, like, they want to know the bad in the story. Like, they'll be like, oh, like, as I recently went back to my job. Oh, why'd you come back? I wanted to. Like, what else? I don't need to explain to you. You know what I mean? Just be like, hey, I don't know.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, like, if you care that, like, it's like, if you care that much about me, ask me how I am. Like, like I don't know, bro. I don't like people who seek the problems and everything. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
if you're that type of person, I'm stepping back from you and like. And the thing is, when people ask me about someone else, I just be like, ask them, like ask him, ask her, like I was like, I don't know, because I think that's stupid shit, like.
Because you kind of go behind each other's backs when you just ask the person yourself. It's not like they're a fucking stranger or some shit.
Yeah.
If you want to know something about someone so badly,
Hit
it's just
up,
best
like,
to go to that person.
Yeah, like hit them up. We have a phone. Like, no, I mean, Facebook people use Twitter, Instagram. Like, reach out to me, Snapchat me something. Like, I don't know. I really, that's the one thing I think that makes me upset is when people just search for drama, and those are the same people that are angry too. Like, they just serious all the time. Like, I don't know. Because they absorb problems, but they seek it.
Yeah. It's like the only way they get satisfaction is by knowing that someone else is doing worse than them.
Yeah. That's the sad. I hate when, like, so many people are upset that certain artists made it. And I'm just like, why? Like, whether you like their music, like, or even a celebrity, like, whether you like it or not, they earned it in their own way. Like,
people are just so, like, worried about other people. It's like, it's a bullshit. Like, nigga, just worried about yourself. Do you, bruh. Why you so involved in other people's fucking business?
Like, so many, like, it's like you have the same... Like, some people might have an advantage when it comes to, like, school, stuff like that, but when it comes to, like, working hard, you could do any, like, really, like, for example, people who get big into sports, some people be like, oh, he had the money to train for camps, but, like, you don't need a camp to go, like, you don't need to go to a training camp or to get good, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's just hard work. You just have to work hard.
There's always an alternate method.
Like, you can Google half the shit they do at that camp. You know what I mean? Like, the same way you can Google half the shit artists do, like, what some of their trips, like, tricks and tips are, like, all that, you know what I mean? Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's just what you're going to do when no one's watching. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. That's always the most important part. You can always put a show on for people around you, but what really matters is what the fuck you ain't doing around them.
Facts, bro. Like, someone close to me once said, what you do in the dark is what puts you in the light. Shout out to OJ for that one. But I'm sure that's a pretty known quote. But he said it to me. He said it in a lot. But it's true. What you do in the dark is literally what puts you in the light. Like, no one would have thought half these artists blowing up, half these celebrities blowing up, were working, but they were just they kept it to themselves.
They didn't get there overnight either. They worked for that shit for years.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There is one-hit wonders though. There is a lot, like, of one-hit wonders, but they still had to work a lot to make that song. You know what I mean? Of course. Like,
there's always still some talent to it. Yeah. There's always still, I don't know, some type of skill behind it, even if you don't believe that. Yeah. It's just, I don't know, I feel like humans, for the most part, since, like...
It's such a jealous and envious breed.
They just are so used to, like, having things around them, wherever the fuck it is, like they said, having their phone, having their TV, wherever the fuck it is, that or having this music and entertainment and shit like that, that when something dope as fuck comes out, they don't truly value it because they're so used to having so much of it. Like with the music, there's constantly new shit coming out all the time. You don't really get to value that song that maybe came out 1 week ago because guess what? This new song just came out this week, so fuck that other song, we on to the new shit.
So many people ride trends too, yo.
Exactly,
that's like a huge thing. And like riding trend, that still correlates back to anger because like you're riding a trend that someone else has set for you.
Yeah, you can do whatever the fuck you want, but instead you're just doing what people are doing around you.
You're living the way they want you because like while you're angry and like sitting like just in your room angry, someone else is out there working, being happy. Exactly. And like so many people live a good life not because they have much, but because they just value it. You know? Yeah. No one values life that much anymore. Like everyone's just like, all right, get money. Money isn't the key to happiness, no matter what anybody says. Like, why do you think so many celebrities, like, suicide has been such, like, I mean, celebrities is pretty high, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, of course.
Overdosing and all that stuff, like, if money does not make you happy, and that's what, like, is a huge misconception.
Yeah, you can still be unsatisfied with your life, even though
you get richer, you can be a billionaire, but you have everything, but now what? Your mental's still weak. Like, you could be rich, but your mental is still poor. And that's, like...
Yeah. I think mentality is the most important thing in life. If you don't have a strong mentality, if you're easily deterred and shit, it's just, you're gonna get fucked up out there because it's just like y'all see it. This ain't an easy world to live in, but you gotta somehow find the way
brush it off, move forward. Critics
to push through. You just gotta push through, man.
But all in all, yo, spread the love, no more anger, man.
Yeah, fuck that, man. If you got any anger, man, just either talk about it like we say, look for an outlet,
listen
whatever
to this
it is. Yeah, It's always some way to get out the situation you're in, regardless of how hard it may seem. Like, that's just straight facts right there. There's no need to live in a bad position to the day you die, because that's no way to live. You ain't living. You just suffering, bro. On some real shit.
If you think about giving up, remember why you started. That's a quote I will always live by. And this is Straight to the Point Podcast with your boy Young Cupid.
And it's your man Kane.
And we will see you next episode. Deuces.
We out of this.